Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you back to the Dynamic Decisions podcast, where we explore the strategies that drive successful decision-making in the world of business. Why? Because the best decisions come from great conversations. I'm your host, Teasha Cable, CEO of C Model Data, but today we have a leader in AI-driven product innovation. His name is Federico. He's the CEO and co-founder of Hakunaa. With over 13 years of experience, Federico's journey has taken him from senior front-end developer to executive leadership, giving him deep expertise in product development, operations, and strategic vision. And I know for a fact that these are super important skills for any company developing anything. So I'm just super happy to have you here, Federico. Thank you so much for joining the show. Would you tell the audience more about you and more about Hakunaa, and even correct me if I'm saying it wrong?
Hey, Tisha, thank you for having me. This is a real pleasure for me. Your intro was great. Everybody calls me Fede. My name is Federico, but I'm more comfortable with that name. Yeah, I'm the CEO, a co-founder at Hakunaa. We are a global design and innovation company. We are almost 50 people on the team right now. Basically help organizations build great products with AI and technology. So we have right now three main areas. The first one is AI experiences. We design AI experiences for products to bridge the gap between technology and humans. So that's our core. The second line of business that we have, we do consulting services. We basically implement Salesforce, the CRM, on all of those of their clouds. And the last one, we provide teams and talent to corporate organizations.
Fantastic. So all very, very valuable kinds of work, especially nowadays. I think people need a little bit of extra support, even when they don't think they do, because we all think we can just build it all with AI. We can build a lot of things, but there's some expertise absolutely needed to get it done right. Let's dive right on in. So the AI design space is really exploding right now. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody and their mama is launching some kind of AI feature, right? Or they're like slapping AI powered on their products. But you have actually been in the trenches building this stuff. So I'm really curious about, you're working with clients who have bold visions, they got limited budgets, and they got boards who might be asking them, why can't we just use ChatGPT? Can you walk me through a moment when you had to help a client to understand the difference between throwing AI at a problem versus actually designing intelligence into their product? Like, how do you navigate that conversation when the cheaper, faster option is very tempting?
You're right. Everyone is implementing AI. It's like everyone is putting AI on their domains, on their products. We are trying to help our clients to implement AI in an intelligent way. I mean, not implement like a Copilot like everyone is doing it. We first try to do a discovery and try to learn from our clients if they need to put AI on their products, where they need to put it, and then provide different solutions. We are trying to always bring to the table to the user who will be using AI and this agentic experience. So we are trying always to put AI in an intelligent way. You know, the interfaces are changing from static to these agentic experiences where the agent understands and predict your actions, and they're more autonomous. So we are trying to do these experiences more human for the user. But yeah, we have many clients that we are helping them implement these AI experiences and try to achieve their goals.
Really good. So, and you came up through the technical ranks. So you've written code, you've debugged at 2:00 in the morning. I also know what that's like. And you know what actually works versus what might look good in like a demonstration. And now you're a CEO making strategic bets. So there's this tension that I want to explore, because I also experience this tension. When you're deciding whether to chase the latest capability, it could be an AI capability or otherwise, maybe multimodal models or AI agents, versus really deepening your expertise in proven approaches that clients actually need, how do you make that call? Because I know that there's the pressure to always be on the cutting edge, but sometimes the cutting edge is just bleeding money, right? So give me a good view for you on how you think about it.
The first step that we always do with our clients is to do this discovery, this session where we sit with them and understand what they need to achieve on their final goals. If they need to improve the onboarding process, if they need to, help a user find an action, we always go to sit down and slow down a little bit and understand what is the best direction, to help them and start, designing these experiences. But the first thing we always do is to do a short discovery to help them understand uh, what is the next step.
So Hakunaa's mission is making technology accessible, human, and impactful. I really love that. But let me challenge you on something. The most powerful AI is often very complex, right? It's really hard to explain. So when your AI makes decisions that a user might not understand, how do you balance being transparent with keeping things simple?
Every decision is with our clients who understand the business, who understand the users. So we are trying to keep it simple. I mean, that's the real answer. When you have an agent through an interface, and probably you don't need an agent on the action that you're doing it, we are trying to remove the agent and that section and that experience, because we don't want to do or to put a layer in the middle for the user and complex the things, So we are trying to always remove friction on the AI. Probably sometimes the AI is behind the scenes and you don't see what is going on the product. But sometimes you're using an interface or a product and you have to see the AI or the agent working. And sometimes you think, okay, should I need to do something, or is there only for help us? So we are trying to understand what the user need and remove friction. Need to put the AI or an agent to help the user, we will put that experience the more easiest way as possible for the user. Because like you said at the beginning, everybody's is using AI. My parents are using AI, and sometimes when I talk with them, it's like, what is ChatGPT? What is an agent? What is AX or agentic experience? So we we have a generation that is using AI, but they don't understand too much the technologies. Our
Yeah.
job is, to remove that friction and trying to teach them how to use it or how to understand them, and also to trust on the AI, because it's
Yeah.
sometimes it's you're putting things or saying things to the AI or an agent, and you're like, this is what is going to happen with that information that I'm giving to them.
That's
So
right.
you need to try to gain trust, for the final user.
Yeah.
When we work with clients on more of the agentic experience, we try to set the persona of the agent, what are the limitations, and try to explain the user what the agent will do with the information, just to you know gain
Mhm.
that trust for the user. So that's one line, to answer your question, is to remove the
Yeah.
friction.
No, I think that that's a great way to think about it, because I think what happens is people a lot of times think that there's less friction with AI because they're seeing these words come up on the page. They're seeing the predictive model. They're not really understanding that it is a model, right? They're not understanding all of the things that are happening underneath. And so when you're building with these tools, you're actually having to layer in all the right context
Hmm.
for the user, and they don't necessarily know that that's the complexity, right? That that's the stuff that's happening. So the easier you can make it for them, the better.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
So my next question for you is really interesting. So on one hand, you're building AI products. On another hand, you've worked in data and analytics. And so, well, in one hand, you've been looking at how people actually behave. So what happens when the two worlds don't match? When The data shows users behaving differently than what you actually expect. Do you go back and do you rebuild, or do you trust that the design that you created with your instinct is going to work and you give users time to adopt?
Yeah, just to keep it clear, we are on the design area, not the engineering area. So our clients, they have their own engineering team. So we complement them on the building. So the data needs to be, accurate for the building of the product. But that part, that data thing, our clients handle that type of work.
Awesome. So let's jump into my favorite part of my podcast. Have you listened before? If not, it's okay. I don't feel away. I just don't know if you've already kind of been led on to the thing that I like to do. So I like to assess your decision making style. And the way that I do that, I'm going to describe 4 different decision-making styles. And after each one, you're going to tell me on a scale of 0 to 100%, how much does it sound like you? Okay.
Okay.
Now, you only get 100% across all 4.
Okay.
And you have to give me a little why statement after each one. Here's the first one. It's called the feeler. It's the purpose driven idealist. So this leader asks, beyond the money, beyond the technical challenge, what's the human impact? Are we helping people or just making things more complicated? Here's what I ask myself. A client wants you to build an AI that keeps users on their platform longer. More clicks, more ads. The technical work is interesting. The pay is great, but you suspect that it might actually make users' lives worse. How much do your personal values guide your decisions?
Wow, that's a really good question.
That's what I do over here.
I'm more super people oriented, so it's a hard question. So I need to answer from 0 to 100.
Yep, but you only get 100 across all 4, so you have to keep that in mind.
Okay, got it. I'll say 70%.
All right, 70%. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Let's go.
All right. The next one is called the planner. It's the strategic futurist. So this leader thinks like a chess player, always 3 moves ahead. They ask, what are the different futures this decision could create? Here's the scenario. You're deciding Hakunaa's technical direction. Future 1, AI tools become so easy that anyone can build products. You might not be needed. Future 2, AI becomes more complex. Only experts like you can navigate it. Future 3, new regulations completely change how AI products can be designed. How much time do you spend thinking through different scenarios like this?
How much time do I spend thinking about these features?
Yeah, how much does that resonate with you? And what percentage of you thinks like that? That's the way that you would ask your questions.
I could say 80%.
No, you only have 100% total. So you said 70%
Got
on
it.
the first one, so you only have 30% left.
Oh, I have 30% to use.
You only got 30%.
Okay, let's use 10%.
10%. Tell me a little bit about why, how you think about your planning activities.
You said something that we are thinking about. I mean, our focus is to be on the design area, of building a product and help our clients on that area. But with AI and things that are happening right now, and the things that you can build faster and without a lot of effort and money, it's like, okay, probably we could, have a new line of business or that, allow us to create MVPs or short experimentations of products. So that's something that we are thinking right now. Actually, this next year, 2026, we are investing a lot on innovation on our internal area. So we want to build at the end of the year some products, just experimentations, and we don't have engineer team, with a lot of expertise, but we have great minds and great thinkers.
Yeah.
And also we have great people using AI, new tools. with vibe coding and all those things, and be able to ship products, ourselves. Who'd say probably the 2027 we can, have another business and we do startups. I don't know, with
Yeah.
our own startups. So that's something that we are
Interesting.
thinking right now.
That's really cool. Here's the next one. You ready? It's called the contrarian. So the assumption challenger. So this leader questions what everyone else accepts. When everyone goes one direction, they ask, what if we went the opposite way? Here's an example. The design world believes user-friendly means simple. But what if users can handle more complexity than we think? What if we're making things too simple? Or the opposite. Everyone is racing to add AI features, but what if the real opportunity is knowing when not to use AI? How often do you challenge ideas that everyone else accepts?
Only had 20%.
Yep, you only got 20%.
How many questions? This is the
There's
last one.
one more after this.
Okay. Yeah, I could say 5% on this one.
All right, 5% counts. Are you ready for the last one?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. The last one is called the data detective. It's the analyst. So this leader wants proof before any big decision. They ask, show me the data. What do the numbers actually say? But here's the problem. In design and AI, some important things are hard to measure. You can count clicks, you can measure time on a page, but can you measure joy? Can you measure trust? How do you balance hard data with gut instinct? When do you ignore the numbers because you feel they are missing something very important? How much of you thinks like that?
Data is everything on user behaviors. So we did this shift, to design having data, because you can design something based on your experience or on your intuition, but at the end of the day, what matters is the metrics and the numbers. But I think sometimes you need to have a balance between data and intuition. But we are more on the data aspect. But I have only 15%, if I'm not wrong.
That's it. You got 15%.
Yeah, I could use it. Yeah,
All right.
15%.
Sounds good. Listen, I love it. Thank you so much for doing that. That's just my fun
I'm
little
curious about
exercise.
the results.
It's some of them are kind of like trick questions. There's probably people on your team who fill all the roles. I've got one final question for you. If you could give a leader one piece of advice about AI and design, something that challenges how most people think, what would it be?
Yeah, I could say like that keep it simple. We have been, or I've been 14 years, leading this company. And companies scale, but they scale uh adding layers on the middle and they complex things. At the end of the day, is try to keep it simple, look for clarity, and show up. Show up for the team, for your clients. Show up where is important. So I could say that keep it simple and show up everywhere.
Thank you so much, Fede. I just really appreciate having you on the show. Your work, which is at the intersection of what I like to call art and tech, is actually really cool. And I also think it's a really exciting space right now. Would you tell everyone where they can find out more about you and more about Hakunaa?
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn, or you can find our website is joinhakunaa.ai, and there you can see all of our works and our services and what we do.
Thank you so much. And for our listeners, thank you for tuning in. Remember, the best decisions come from great conversations. If you've enjoyed this episode, we'd love for you to share it, subscribe, share it with someone else who might be thinking about AI and design. And let's keep the conversations going on social media using Dynamic Decisions Podcast.